Hello, I'm Mr. Rice, the remote narrator, but today I'm going to take a break from narrating to cover the basics of how to diagram a sentence. So I'm going to start out as simply as I can with a sentence that just has a subject and a verb, and that's it. Children play. There you go. Children is your subject, play is your verb. And to diagram this sentence, we want to begin with a, let's see, a shape. We'll go to a line, and we're going to create a base line, a basic line right there. And that baseline represents the core of your sentence that you're going to build off of. Separate that baseline. So let's make another line. Click on there, format, a new line. And I'm just going to separate it right down the center there, because that. And notice how I go all the way through. So it's like a plus that I'm creating there. But on that baseline, I'm now going to consider this area right here to be my predicate, or what's more commonly known as verb. And over here, this is the area right there for my subject. So if I'm looking at these two words, I've got to ask myself, which word is an action, which represents action, something happening? And that, of course, would be play. And I'm just going to put that word in right there on top of the line. Play. Make it big enough that you can see. Just like that. And there we go. Play is now on that line. And then I want to ask myself a question in order to find the subject. It's obvious here, there's only one other word. But if my sentence were much longer, I might need to do this. I ask the question, who or what plus the verb. That equals my subject. Back a little bit there. There you go. Who or what plus the verb is my subject. So I have who or what play. In this case, children play, right? So now I create a new text box over here. I'm going to put children in my subject area. Children. So I have children play, and that is the foundation of the sentence diagramming. All right, so I've modified this a little bit so that you can see us adding onto it. So now that we have the basic subject and predicate or verb, I'm going to build off of that because most sentences are more than just a subject and a verb. So now I'm going to look at it with additional helping verbs. And let's say I want to say that they're still playing. The children are playing. So I have the helping verb are playing. So now I got to figure out where are goes. Well, are is a helping verb. It's all part of my verb phrase. And my verb phrase, we've already established, goes right here. So I'm just going to tack that on. And there we go. Now I have a longer verb phrase. Typically, you only want one word per section unless it's part of a verb phrase or it's a proper noun or proper adjective. So for example, if I wanted a specific child's name, Billy Smith. There's only one of him. I'll change that to is. So now here I would come in and change that to Billy Smith, and that I would change to is. Now I have it properly diagrammed for a proper noun and its verb phrase. I'm going to backtrack here because I want to build in some modifiers now. Modifiers are adjectives and adverbs. They are words that literally modify other words. So let's start with an adjective. An adjective is added to the subjective or objective case, adjective. And so in this case, the subjective, children, the subject, I want to add to that. And so it's going to be, what kind of children are we going to have? Small children. How about that? Now that asks another question. So I'm going to go and add to my questions, what kind? And that is going to equal an adjective. There are other adjective questions that you can ask, like which one, that, those children, which ones, how many children, 3 children, and how much. How much I can't really apply to children because that's how much measures volume, not number. But you could say like how much salt or how much water in that case, and that would be accurate. And so those are the questions for my adjectives. And so in this case, I'm asking what kind of children? Small children. So I need to figure out, small is definitely describing children, right? I got to figure out how to connect that. Let me go over here. Speed up the process by copy pasting. I have to add a line and connect it underneath where my subject is. I am modifying the word children. I'm going to angle it to the right. For what kind of children? Adjective question. And we're finding small children. So we're going to attach small, the word small, on a diagonal line underneath children. We're showing that the two words are connected in that way. So I'm going to grab that. I've already preset it. And I'm just going to place that on the line, small. So now I have small describing children. And the next thing I want to do, I want to add some adverb modifiers. Adverbs are added to the verb, hence the name adverb. So let's try playing. How are they playing? That's the first question you've got. How? How are they playing? They're playing loudly. That makes sense, right? Loudly. But you know what? The great thing about adverbs is they can move all around. So one of the reasons you need sentence diagramming is to figure out what word they're actually modifying, since they can be located all over the sentence. I could actually put it are loudly playing instead of playing loudly. Both of those mean the same thing, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do it that way, are loudly playing, because I want to add a few more questions. Where are they playing? Well, they're loudly playing there. Simple enough. And when are they playing? They are loudly playing there today. And you can also have to what extent. To what extent is a little bit different because it describes other adverbs, like if they were very loudly playing, then it would be to what extent. That we'll save for later. So let's go ahead and diagram these. So each of these would get its own line. We ask, how are they playing? Where are they playing? And when are they playing? So they'll each get their own line that is connected to the phrase are playing. And then I'm going to put each of those words up there. So how are they playing? They're playing loudly. Where are they playing? They're playing there. And when are they playing? They are playing today. And now I've added modifiers across the board. My adjective there describing children, and my 3 adverbs describing the verb phrase. And that's an introduction to how to diagram a sentence. These are your 4 basic parts of speech: noun, verb, adjective, and adverb. And if you can do that, you can diagram a good majority of sentences. I hope this is all nice and clear for you. If you have any questions, hit me in the comments and I will be happy to respond to them as quickly as I can.
Where's my